All right, guys. Like usual, I just finished streaming As Dusk Falls, Xbox Series X game, PC game as well. Point and click adventures similar to Telltale, and I'm gonna go through the basics of the sound, the graphics, and the gameplay, and what I think of the game. So, in terms of the graphics, it was an interesting choice in terms of the not the graphics in terms of like how realistic it looked. It's the animation approach that it took. So all the humans were kind of stop animation, whereas the everything else in the world was actually like real movement. So I don't know necessarily why they made that change. I didn't personally care for it. I know there's some people that didn't really care like they didn't really like that. I personally didn't mind it. Like I mean, it didn't hinder anything at all. So from that perspective, I think it was okay. Yeah, some of the driving scenes were a little bit awkward, but other than that, it's fine. It didn't ruin the story really. The sound I think was fantastic. The voice acting is amazing. So the voice actor for Alexis I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but basically he's the voice actor for Adam Jensen in the Deus Ex series, most notably Human Revolution and Mankind Divided. I love him as a voice actor. I think he's awesome. Um, that was really cool. I think everybody else was actually voiced pretty well. Um, I believe the voices that they were doing. I believed in what they were saying. It seemed that they were saying it with with acting chops. It wasn't just like reading off a paper. So I actually do feel like it. Um, I do have to admit I did like Vince. Um, and I did like the main character in the second half as well, Jay. He was. It was pretty cool to see his story and see where he ended up. In terms of gameplay, I mean, there's not much in terms of gameplay. I mean, it's a point and click adventure. You either have a thumbstick where you swipe left and right, up or down, or you can press a button. You either press it really quickly or whatever. It's not very challenging. To be fair, it's an interactive movie more than a game, I guess. Having said that, though, one of the main strong points of the game is the story. All right, it's what they're banking on, that the story is really good. I have to admit, I was really into like I wanted to continue the game to know what the story was, similar to when you're watching a TV show or something and you want to watch the next episode because you're really invested in the story. I kind of felt this with I think that's what they were going for, and with me personally, I think they hit that sweet spot with me. Um there was a lot of drama, and you saw when we were getting towards the end of an episode, there was kind of an epic, and then there was a kind of an ending and stuff like that. I'm a little confused in terms of how it. Like, I don't want to give any spoilers for those that didn't play the game, but I'm a bit confused at how the game ended. Um, it kind of. I must have missed something in the game to really merit how the final section was, or maybe it's a build up for As Dusk Falls 2, right? So if there's or more episodes coming up, so that's something to look into and think about. But in general, from a story perspective, I really love the narration, love the storytelling. Every character had their own, felt unique. Like they each had their own personality. Yes, a lot of it might seem cliched, the abusive dad, but the way they made the story is that basically at the end of the day, every book don't judge a book by its cover. Not everyone is what they seem to be, and you see that you know who you think is the bad guy. There's a reason why they're doing that, and they're not necessarily bad people. They're just in bad situations, which and that's really where the crux of the the whole like idea of the whole game and the story. I think the characters are really good. They're really intriguing. I think the storytelling is really done. I like the episodic side of things, similar to Telltale. I actually wish there was more, especially with how it ended. And I'm hoping that there is something based on that and it continues the story. But I really enjoyed it. So basically, at the end of the day, if somebody asks me would I recommend this game, yeah, I would. It's not for everybody. I mean, some people would not consider this a game. I mean, if you're a Call of Duty kind of guy, you're not gonna like this, or gal, you're not gonna like this. But if you're into story-driven games, narrative games, games that say a story, um, this is actually pretty good. It's not super long, to be fair. I think it's roughly between 5.5, 6 hours, based on how you play. So it's not a super long game. So basically, it's 3 hours for the first three. Basically, it's an hour per chapter. Um, and yeah, I really liked it, and I would recommend it to anybody that wants to play it. So that's it for me. Have a good one, guys. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at corporategamer9, aroundtable.ca, where you can see TV, music, and movie reviews. And yeah, that's it. Have a good one, guys. And till next time. Ciao.